Hey, what's up, rock stars? It's Rox coming to you today with a review for Real Housewives of Potomac season 6 episode. It'll be correct on the screen, you guys. So let's get to it, shall we? So the show starts with Ashley and Candace in their little scuffle. Because, Ashley is upset that she got called wide-bodied ass and talked about her forehead and her big face. And, she was just like, you're tired. You need to come up with something else. I was like, that shit was kind of funny to me. It's funny because everybody at the table, they look like they want to laugh, but ain't nobody really going to laugh. And again, a scholar, she always ends up in the actual middle. I'm talking about physically in the middle between two people that's arguing. But again, Kendra says that she wasn't body shaming her. She was just calling her in particular wide-bodied ass. She wasn't really trying to body shame her. I was like, girl, you can't explain yourself away. She said she said it in anger. And that's why it came out that way. I said, listen to Candace trying to be grown up. Like, I'm telling y'all, I'm feeling this new Candace. Or should I say this old Candace who's new again. So she kind of apologizes. And Ashley was like, yeah, you don't really know how to apologize. I mean, that really ain't no apology, but whatever. We trying to move on. So it's Robin's birthday. So Giselle has some nice things to say about Robin. She's so sweet, and that's why everybody's there. So, cheers, cling, cling. While they're having such a good time, Mia invites everybody to a goddess lunch where we all get dressed and we go and have a picnic in the park. It'll be a whole lot of fun. Hopefully everybody will be there. She's inviting everybody and she's hoping that all the girls, that have problems with each other will be able to make amends. Giselle said, yeah, not happening. Okay, Mia says that she just feels like it's a miscommunication. No, it's not a miscommunication. Everybody has been very clear on the shade and the slick ass shit and the mean things that they have said and done to each other for the past 5-6 seasons. So yeah, it's not a miscommunication. The communication is clear. And Giselle reiterates that Karen and Uncle Jessup will be dead before she ever apologized. I was like, now Giselle. Now, this time that was not nice. You already know that's a problem. You're going to use it again. And speaking of Karen tells us, well, I realized that I was not invited to Robin's birthday lunch because Giselle is too far up her bush. But honey, I have been busy. I was just like, what's somebody being up somebody's bush got to do with, you not being invited to the damn birthday party? No, she didn't invite you because she don't like you. Anyways, she's telling us that she is taking her ambassadorship for Surrey County so seriously, and they are going to be doing a commercial for the tourism board. She meets this woman, her and her cousin from Surrey County. He's the representative, I guess. They meet the tourism board lady, and she's just telling them what she would like to see in the commercial. Now, how shady was Bravo for letting us know quite a few times that this commercial was not being filmed in Surrey County. Okay, instead it was in the beautiful greeneries of Potomac, and even the producer was like, now why wasn't it filmed in Surrey County again? And of course Karen was just like, she don't even really have anything to say. So she goes through this whole, ordeal of her trying to film the commercial and them trying to change the script every 15 minutes. It was very unorganized. I was like, now, is this a real commercial? Okay, she can't get her words together. They keep on changing locations. It's windy. It's all this going on, which by the time she made it to that slide, I was just like, okay, enough of this shit. Okay, girl, get off the slide. Y'all wrap this shit up. Later on, we see that Karen goes and has lunch with Ashley. Okay, meets Ashley and little baby, what's his name? Dylan, for lunch. Anyways, they're talking and Ashley asks her, did she recover from her trip? First of all, Ashley, Giselle badgered Wendy for a day and a half before you even got there. And I mean, it was continuous, Ashley. When Giselle questioned her substance and said that she was lesser than just because she was feeling sexy, I was like, Giselle has been wiggling her fat puss in our face for years and we haven't said anything. And as far as I'm concerned, Giselle owes Wendy an apology. And as far as Karen is concerned, when it comes to her and Giselle owes her an apology. Ashley was like, come on, Karen, you and Giselle have been going back and forth with this stuff for years. I made my apologies. There will be no more apologizing. Ashley was like, well, Giselle was hurt in this. And, I just feel like we need to try to let bygones be bygones. Ashley tells us that she actually loves them both. I said, isn't that something? I remember you used to treat Karen like shit. Okay, but I guess being a mother has changed. Oh, and did I mention that she's sitting there breastfeeding? And I'm telling you, y'all new niggas, like, I don't have a problem with breastfeeding and stuff, but can we at least put a blanket over it? We got to just be looking at your titty while I'm trying to eat and drink over here. And, you know, what if a little milk dribble out and... Y'all, nobody trying to see that. Put a little something over it. I ain't mad that you doing it right there in the restaurant, but anyway, child. She just wants them to come together, you know, and have a good time and let it be like the old times when, you know, they got along and Karen's just like, if she can come to me woman to woman, you know, maybe we can have a private conversation. And I keep on thinking to myself, like, yeah, it's never going to happen. Now, jumping over to Giselle, we see Giselle at home with the girls, and they're just having a conversation about relationships. The fact that Giselle doesn't think that she will ever get married again. She just won't allow herself to be under somebody's thumb like that, somebody that is going to have any say over her finances. You know, Giselle has been through a lot, even though Giselle gets on our nerves. So I would not get married again either, okay? Especially with what she went through. So, you know, she's just talking to her girls about that. She's saying how she doesn't want them to be tied down in a relationship, that she would like to know that they, you know, that they are, what is the word? Blue, be quiet. She would like to know that they, you know, she would like to know that they are living their life, okay, to the fullest, and don't be under no man, and just, you know, when the time comes, let the time come. Don't do that when you young, any of that. Now we see Candace and Chris are still like in this weird kind of place. They're still kind of arguing. You know how it is when you fighting with your spouse, but you trying not to be fighting, but you know, it's awkward and it's tension and shit. And she says she doesn't like that. It makes her feel bad. So they need to have this conversation. I don't really care. I feel like Chris is not... The problem that I have is I understand that Chris has got to do what he's got to do. But when you have decided that you are going to be her manager and you know that she's already high maintenance, and then also on top of this, to me, is a special situation because she's already said how many times that she's nervous with this, you know, with the video coming up. Like, to me, it felt like he was flipping it around, you know, the old Jedi mind trick, the men is good at doing it, making it seem like you're the one that's asking for way too much. Again, I feel like he let Giselle saying that, you know, he wasn't, he was riding her coattails, kind of make him feel like he has to do what he has to do. And, you know, he's telling her that he's going to be there and all of that, and she's just got to go by that. But I think that she's feeling bad because, you know, now she's feeling like maybe she is being her regular old self. And I was just like, no, Candace, I kind of feel like you was... What do you guys think? Because you guys didn't really say much about it last week in my comments, but do you think that Candace is asking too much of Chris? Because if you're going to be my manager, then this is what I'm asking of any manager, okay? Now, if you're going to be my husband, then we ain't got to be fucking around with the manager thing, and you can go be my husband, and we can go from there. But if we trying to do this... You know, like, if we're trying to do this the other way, then I'm going to need you to. So anyway, she apologizes to him because, you know, she's not trying to ignore him and the things that he wants to do as well. So, you know, she just says she's sorry and they make up and all that. But you guys let me know what you think about Candace. Do you think she's being a regular spoiled self, or was she... You know, y'all didn't answer last week. Let me know what you think this week. See, Wendy is with her husband and her kids, and, you know, they're out playing. And this was kind of one of those scenes where it's just kind of like a social conscious, making sure that we get the message across. Wendy is talking to Eddie and the kids, but first just Eddie, about her job, you know, that she's working as a commentator. They're talking about Black Lives Matter, the Derek Chauvin case. The verdict was just about to come in, or had come in. I'm sorry, it was one or the other. And, you know, just how they need to have a conversation with their kids about police brutality, police killing Black men, okay, the things that you need to do when you're out there, you know, as a Black person, especially as a Black man, young boy, up to a grown man, you know, how to operate. So actually it was kind of, you know, it's sad that you have to have those kind of conversations, because I bet you white folks never have to have those conversations with their kids, you know, unless they're just trying to make them aware of what Black people go through. But I'm sure white people, they worry about their kids, but they don't have the same worries about what we do when our black kids leave our house. Okay. And it's always in the back of our minds. I don't care how wealthy you are or anything. It's always in the back of our minds that the shit could go real left if they get pulled over by the police. So, you know, they had the conversation with the little boy. The little boy was like, what if I be like Martin Luther King? And, you know, I make it so that white people don't feel threatened by black people. And, you know, that black people don't feel like, you know, white people think that they're a threat. And, you know, so that was touching. You know, the innocence of babes, you guys. And it's just, it's a sad situation that we have to prepare our children this way when they should just really just be living their life as a child. But real life dictates that you have to have that conversation. So that's what that was about. That Wendy was looking good in that commentating, wasn't she? Honey, she done stepped up her makeup, her whole look. All right. I was like, if I didn't know better, I'd have thought she might have did a little tweaking or something, but her face still looks the same when she's on the show. But when she was on TV, that face looked different. Okay. But I was like, it was probably because it was lighting and all that, because I probably look a little different right now too. But yeah, I was like, okay, Wendy, let them know that you can get you a bitch that can do both. Next, we see Robin. Robin goes to see her life coach. Okay, and when they sit down, they get right to business. Robin starts to tell her about her business, her hat business, how it blew up. She wasn't really prepared for that, you know, and now she's gotten to the point where she's waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like, this cannot continue. This is going to blow up in my face eventually. She goes on to tell the lady what happened in, you know, the previous years, how her best friend, you know, she had given the money to him to, you know, invest and, you know, as their accountant or whatever, and he stole their money. And, you know, she's never really recovered from that. So now she's just always afraid that the shit is gonna go left. The coach says, yeah, you have got to move that kind of worry out of your life. You cannot keep living life worrying about something that ain't even happened yet. Okay. And she says she knows that she needs to leave that alone because she needs to be able to spend more time with her husband. I'm sorry, her fiance, and oh my damn thing, I gotta plug it in, and her children. And she says, okay, so your fiance, you know, you guys are going to be getting married. What's going on with that? She said, yeah, the marriage right now is not about to happen. She was like, you know, Juan, he focuses on the things that I don't do instead of like uplifting me, you know, from the things that I do. She was like, you know, when Juan was going through his bad times, like I was always there. I was supportive and I was making him feel good, and now I just need him to do the same things for me, and he doesn't. So the coach was like, well, have you told him that? And she was just like, no, because I mean, we women, we feel like they supposed to know that. So how do we make this better? Well, Robin knows that she needs to have structure, okay, that she has to have a routine. The coach tells her to have a talk with Juan, make sure that Juan knows exactly what you need so you guys can move forward from there. Now, you guys, the goddess luncheon. Mia says that this is what she does best, okay, bringing women together and, you know, making sure that everybody is on the same page and getting along. She feels like the women have a bond. That's clear. Okay. So it's her job to bring everybody back together again. So Karen gets there first. Okay. And when she gets there, Mia gives her a crown of flowers to wear around her head like a goddess. Wendy gets there next. She looks very pretty. She also gets her crown. Askala comes next. Askala is Ethiopian from what I understand. And so she comes already as an Ethiopian princess. She already has a headdress on, so she doesn't need a crown, but she already has one. Ashley comes next with the baby. I was like, Ashley said, damn it, she ain't gonna miss out on no work. Okay, just bring this little nigga with her. Okay, so they get there, and she gets her crown. Giselle comes, who actually looked very pretty as well. She gets her crown. You know, of course, Wendy is still salty when she sees Giselle. She was like, the proper thing for her to have done would have been to apologize to me before we even got to this point. Okay, but of course, Giselle being Giselle, she hasn't done that. Child, then we get Candace coming there, child. And they was like, who's this coming now? when Candace came and gave her a hug, I said, girl, no, you don't have your Gladys Knight wig on. Child, I thought she was going to be like, they tell me, Gladys, you know you work too hard. Not really come to loving you. Love overboard, love overboard. Love's in need of help. Love overboard, love overboard. Sure can't help myself. SOS, SOS, SOS. Love overboard. at Gladys Knight. Anyways, all of the gang is here. So they sit down and Candace tells them that she feels like she needs to handle her situation with Chris a little bit differently. You know, maybe she's been assuming too much. Maybe she's asking for too much. So she's got that handled. She still has her shoot coming up and they were like, are we all invited? She says, yes, you guys are all still invited to the shoot. I would like for everybody to come. So she got that out. Then Mia says, okay, while we're here today, we're going to play a game. I just want us to all go around the table and we'll say something that we like about everybody at the table. And everybody's just like, oh God, like, we don't want to do this damn game when we got to be forced to say something nice and usually it don't work out anyway, but I guess we'll play along. So Ashley starts with Candace. Well, Candace, I admire the fact that you are really committed to what you are doing. And, you make sure that you're getting it done. Candace says, well, thank you for that. I've always said to you, Ashley, that, I've always admired the fact that, you want to be a mother, that you are committed to being a mother, that you try to be the best mother that you can. And she does admire that in Ashley, knowing that that's what she really wanted to do with her life. Okay, so we get through them. Robin says that she likes the fact that Karen can laugh at herself. And Karen was just like, well, you know what, Robin, you're the one who taught me how to laugh at myself. Robin tells Wendy that she loves that she has passion for her family, which was actually an odd thing to say because, of course, Wendy is still not there yet. Mia says, Giselle, I love how confident you are and that no matter what bullshit that comes out of your mouth, you stand behind it. And then she tells Karen that she loves that Karen is so wise, okay? And then she says, Giselle, what do you love about Karen? Well, you know what Giselle says, everybody knows that me and Karen are not in a good place right now. Me and Wendy have our issues. And Wendy was like, we have our issues because we haven't even talked to each other since everything happened. Giselle is just trying to convince Wendy that nobody was trying to be messy. Nobody was trying to gossip about you. Mia said, well, you know what? I can say that Giselle had already said that she did not believe the blogs. And Giselle was like, and that's right. And you know what, Wendy, you don't want to take accountability for anything. I was just like, what exactly does Wendy need to take accountability for? The fact that she went off on you? Wendy says, it doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is, if you knew what was being said about my husband, my family, my marriage, then you needed to come to me first. And Giselle said, and that's what I do apologize for. That's the only thing I apologize for, that I should have came to you after Ashley spoke to you. But she didn't talk to her because she was so defensive. But yeah, that probably was not the best decision to make. So she apologizes and Wendy says that she can receive that. So I guess there's some sort of something there. Then we have a conversation about Karen again, Karen and Giselle expresses how she was hurt, the girls were hurt with the shit that came out. She was like, none of that was a surprise to her. She already knew it. Okay, but for Karen to be shouting it from the rafters along with Monique at the damn reunion, then that hurt them. She didn't ever say that she already knew that because she was just going to let Karen show her ass on the TV show. Okay, but that was the result. Everybody was hurt. And, she's not in the business of tearing down families. That's why she don't be going out and trying to tell everybody's business like that. But Karen took special pleasure in doing that. Okay, and she was hurt. And Candace was just like, you guys, listen, I have never heard Giselle be vulnerable about her feelings, say that she was hurt about anything. She always acts like she is so strong, so tough. But I mean, if she's going to sit here and say that she was hurt, then that is a big step. I can't think of a time when Giselle really said, really admitted that something did hurt her like that. Well, Giselle, I am going to offer one moment since you brought up the kids. So she says that she's going to apologize, but she's looking off this way. And Giselle was like, wait a minute. If you're apologizing, then you need to look at me, boo-boo. Okay? I'm the one that you're supposed to be apologizing to. Why are you looking over there? So then Karen says, okay, listen. I am apologizing for that information coming out. If it did hurt the kids, I apologize. But Giselle, can you at least admit that you chose the wrong word? When you said that that Uncle Jessup would be dead, using the word death. Can you admit that you shouldn't have used that word? Everybody is just sort of like, can we just kind of try to wipe the slate clean? Maybe we can just have a fresh start where, Giselle and Karen, we can all get together. And Giselle said, listen, I would like to have a clean slate, okay? I would like for it to be when we all get together, it ain't got to be Giselle and Karen just butting heads and fighting all the time. Like, I'm with it. I can do that. If she can do it, I can do it too. And Karen agrees that she can do that as well, okay? So we done wipe the shit clean. Wipe wipe me down, wipe that old scary ass shit. Anyway, so they have agreed they will not continue to fight about this. The death, wishing the death or whatever. Karen's gonna get past that. Giselle is gonna get past Karen, co-signing what Monique said in the binder stories at the reunion. And maybe, just maybe, we can move on to some brand new, fresh fighting for the second half of the season. All right, you guys, I can't believe I got through these 2 videos. Lord have mercy. Thank you, Jesus. It's been rough, you guys. It's been rough. Anyway, you guys, make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, rock stars. Bye.